Under the floorboards, I've never really believed in ghosts or the supernatural. My logic always served as armor until I moved into the house on Red Elm Lane. It was a rental, cheap and isolated, perfect for getting away after my divorce. The realtor didn't say much, just that it had been vacant for years. I didn't ask why. I just needed quiet, solitude. The house was old, creaky, full of that musty smell of disuse. The first night was uneventful, but I remember waking up at 3:13 a.m. to the sound of scratching somewhere beneath me. I told myself it was a raccoon or some other animal under the house. Still, I couldn't sleep after that. The next night, it happened again. Same time, same sound. Only this time there was a faint whispering with it. It was impossible to make out the words, but the tone was unmistakably sad, like someone was crying, softly, right beneath the floorboards. I told myself I was tired, stressed, hallucinating maybe, but each night it returned. By the fifth night, I noticed something else. The boards in the hallway near my bedroom were slightly raised, like something had pressed upward from underneath. The wood was warped, cracked. I didn't want to believe it. I really didn't. I started sleeping in the living room, but even then I wasn't spared. The sound would follow. One night I bolted upright to the unmistakable sound of fingernails scraping against the underside of the floor, followed by something that chilled me to my core, a low, rattling voice whispering, "Help me." I jumped up and turned on every light in the house. I couldn't stay anymore. That morning I called the realtor to break the lease. He hesitated. Then, finally, he said, "It's not the first time we've had complaints. Someone lived there 10 years ago, a single mother. Her daughter disappeared. Police never found her. The mother, she hung herself in the basement. There's no basement in this house." I told him that. He went silent. "I mean, not anymore," he muttered. "They sealed it up, built over it, said it was too much of a reminder." I dropped the phone. My knees gave out as I realized exactly where the warped floorboards were, directly above where the basement used to be. That night, I didn't sleep. I couldn't. I sat in the hallway, staring at those raised planks. At 3:13 a.m., the boards began to lift, slowly, quietly, and someone started to emerge. Pale fingers curled around the edges of the floorboards, hair matted with dirt and blood peeked through the cracks. Eyes, hollow, wide, and shining in the dark, looked right at me, and a child's voice said, "You're the first one to listen." I left the house that night, ran until I saw streetlights, never went back. But sometimes, when I close my eyes, I still hear her whisper, "Help me, help me. You saw me. Why didn't you help me?" Don't look in the mirror. They say mirrors don't lie, but I swear to you, mine does. It started 2 weeks ago, after I bought an old mirror at an estate sale in a small country town. It had this antique Gothic frame, beautiful in a creepy kind of way. The woman selling it told me it came from her grandmother's attic and laughed nervously when I asked if it was haunted. I thought she was joking. I should have known something was off the night I brought it home. I placed it on the wall across from my bed. When I turned off the lights, I could just barely see the outline of my reflection in the moonlight. Only, it wasn't quite right. I sleep on my right side, but the figure in the mirror lay facing me, and its eyes were open. I sat up quickly, heart racing, and the reflection did too, delayed by a fraction of a second. I blamed my tired mind, told myself it was just a trick of the light, maybe a sleep-deprived hallucination. But when I turned on the light, the mirror was normal again. For the next few nights, I avoided looking into it. I'd change clothes in the bathroom. I'd glance away as I passed it. But one night, I don't know why, I couldn't resist. Something pulled at me. I stood in front of the mirror in the dark, staring at myself, daring it. That's when I saw it again. The reflection blinked, but I didn't. And then, it smiled. I stumbled backward, knocking over the lamp. In the darkness, I heard laughter. My laughter, but distorted, deeper, mocking. I tried to get rid of the mirror the next day. Took it down, dragged it into the garage, and covered it with a blanket. But that night, it was back on the wall, exactly where it had been. I don't know how. I live alone. Now it's worse. When I sleep, I dream of being inside the mirror, trapped behind the glass, screaming while my reflection walks free in the real world, living my life, smiling with my mouth, talking to people with my voice. Last night, I woke up to find the mirror version of me standing at the edge of my bed. I couldn't move. Sleep paralysis, I thought, until it leaned in, so close I could feel its breath. It whispered, "We've traded places." I shot up, alone. The mirror was still on the wall, but when I looked into it, the reflection didn't move. It's still standing there now, smiling, waiting. And I don't think I'm the one in control anymore. Whatever you do, if you find an old mirror, don't bring it home. And if you already did, don't look into it after midnight. The knocking. I live alone in a small apartment above a closed-down bookstore. It's not fancy, but it's quiet. And after what I've been through lately, quiet is all I wanted. That changed about a week ago. It started with a knock at my door. 3 soft, measured knocks. Tap, tap, tap. It was exactly 3:17 a.m. I remember because I checked the clock. Confused. I wasn't expecting anyone, and no one normal visits at that hour. I got up, walked to the door, and looked through the peephole. No one. I figured it was just a prank, some drunk messing around. I went back to bed. The next night, same thing. Tap, tap, tap. Again at 3:17 a.m. Again, no one there. But this time, the air in the apartment felt wrong, heavy, like something was waiting. I tried ignoring it the next few nights, but the knocking got louder. Not urgent, just insistent. Always 3 knocks, always 3:17. I even set up my phone to record the hallway. When I checked the footage the next morning, my stomach dropped. At 3:17 a.m., the hallway light flickered. The camera glitched for exactly 3 seconds. Then silence. No one on screen, just an empty hallway. But the knocking was still on the audio. By the 5th night, I started hearing the knocks from inside the apartment. First on the walls, then the closet door, then under the bed. I searched everywhere. Nothing. But the knocks never stopped. One night, I stayed up, facing the door, heart racing. At 3:17, the knock came, this time right behind me. I spun around. Nothing, no one, just silence. But then I saw it. The closet door was slightly open. I always kept it shut. I walked over, hand shaking, and slowly pulled it open. Inside, it was pitch black, too dark, like it didn't make sense for it to be that dark, like the closet wasn't even part of my apartment anymore, just a doorway to something else. Then I heard a whisper, low and hoarse. "Let me in." I slammed the door shut and shoved a chair against it. Since then, the knocks haven't stopped. They come from the mirror, from the floor, from inside the fridge. Always 3, always at 3:17. I don't sleep anymore. I don't answer. But last night I woke up to find my bedroom door wide open, and written on the floor, in what looked like ash, were 3 words. "You let me." And now, there's no more knocking, just breathing, right behind me. If you're reading this, don't ignore the knock. Don't open the door, because once you let it in, it never leaves.